And we're live. Welcome back. It's been a minute, a few days here. It feels like a long time, but it's only been a couple days. But I'm back and live and in person. Was traveling over the weekend and had an event, Epic Intensive. But welcome back. It's Carlos here, Amish Matchmakers, and we help Amish singles find godly spouses, develop epic marriages, and then create legacies that are rooted and founded in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Love is the key, and I hope that you are well today. Hope that your day is going well. It's the middle of the week. It's hump day, Wednesday, the day we get over the hump and start going downhill. It's all downhill from here. Friday. Where are you, Friday? Where are you? Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. A little coffee, connect time, and little talk, love talk. Whether you're Amish or English, whether you're single or married, whether you're dating or engaged, this is the right place for you. You've come to the right place. I'm excited to be here and helping you to be successful in your relationships. So, all right, today we want to talk about the one. You know, it's a very, very popular topic, and everyone is so concerned about it. And I can understand why. That you are just concerned whether or not you are dating the one and whether they are the one for you. It is one of the most sought after, looked up topics. How do I know they're the one? Are you concerned about that? If you're single or if you're married, good morning, Michigan picker, Michiana. There we go. Michiana picker. Mr. Ken, thanks for being here, buddy. Your support is priceless, my friend. And yeah, it is a great day. It is a good morning. And so good to be back. And we were in your part of the world, Michiana, for the Epic Intensive. So let's talk about that a little bit. And then we'll get into our topic of how do you know they're the one? And even after you get married, are they still the one? Isn't that the question? Like, it doesn't feel the same now that we're married, or maybe it feels better. That's up to you. But also, I just want to encourage all of y'all that you can develop incredible skills in relationship that will lead to epic marriage, dating. But let's talk about the Epic Intensive. I want to share with you some things that have been talked about after the Epic Intensive. So many of them were just blown away by how intense it was, but how beneficial it was, the results that came from it, like amazing, amazing results. And I too am blessed and grateful for the new template, the new format, if you would. We were wondering how it was going to turn out because literally this was a new format. Typically, it went from Thursday till Wednesday, almost a full week. And by the time we traveled home and all that good stuff from different events, it was pretty much Thursdays to Thursday. This time, it was Thursday to Sunday. So we shortened it up so you don't even have to miss, maybe if you're traveling on Thursday, you'd miss 2 days of work, but then you go back to work on Monday, traveling back on Sunday. So our next Epic Intensive is in March. Yeah, just 2 weeks from tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 19th, and then the 26th will be next Thursday. And then the 5th is when our next Epic Intensive is, and it will be in Georgia. Super pumped about that. Love our home and love getting the opportunity. Oh, there we go. Love getting the opportunity to be home and be with you in our home. It is here, our ranch. We have 47 acres and 3 homes here on our ranch in Georgia. And it is always a great time to get to hang out with you on our ranch. We have creeks, we have animals, we have horses, cows, sheep, um, chickens, peacocks, a goose, and great area for us to be together and connect. Yeah, it's always a blast when we come here in Georgia, and we also have a gun range, so we get to shoot handguns and we learn about family defense. It's always a great day in Georgia. Ah, Mr. Andrew, yes, good to see you, buddy. Andrew and his bride, it will be his wife by then, will be coming to our event, our Epic Intensive here in Georgia. And super pumped for that and grateful that he is coming. And he and his wife will, he and his fiance now, right now, Laura and Andrew, they will be attending the Epic Intensive. So that's pretty awesome. So grateful. And Andrew, so grateful you're here this morning. There's a lot going on, I know, and well done at just pushing through in the face of things that we all face, challenges, but you're doing it, man. And you're staying the course. That's what's most important. Hey, we all go through it. Seriously, the world has some hard things for us, but I'm here to tell you that what's most important is that you never lose if you never quit. Alexander the Great, you never lose if you never quit. And he would never quit. Never. Any battle, he never lost one single battle because he never quit. And I think about that a lot. How crazy awesome that is. What it looks like to never quit, to never stop. And pretty powerful man. What he did, if you studied him at all, and he knew. Some say he knew thousands of his soldiers' names. So that's pretty powerful to know that. Good morning. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. And so, Love Talk this morning, we had our intensive, and yeah, that's right. I was talking about our intensive that's coming up in March in 2 weeks on the 5th. And it's going to feel like every time we just get done with an epic intensive and another one's right around the corner. And that's how it goes when you have them every month. And I am very proud to say, oh, I don't have it here with me, that I actually did a 5K over the weekend as well. We can't leave that part out, right, Ken? That was pretty awesome. Now, those of you that have been joining us know that we are working our year 2026 to where we have these relationship connections every month, like events to help people in their relationships. And then every month, or excuse me, and every 12 weeks, we do a planning session the first weekend of the 12 weeks. So we had one January 3rd and 4th, and that was his creation code for success, focused on business and your 12 weeks and setting goals and things like planning sessions. What the biggest thing was for that 12 weeks. And then February, May, August, and November, we are targeting to always have a community event where it involves exercise and health and fitness and like just staying strong and healthy. Like it's really powerful and important. And so we ran a 5K on Saturday, the 14th, this past Saturday. And I'm laughing because I hadn't been exercising all of January. Chantel and I have been. We bought in our operating Nesbitt Repair, and super grateful for this opportunity to purchase the company and from Frank Nesbitt and be able to then develop it out and grow it and yeah, it some crazy results there. I'll get into that later because I do want to discuss that. We had a challenge that we were going to do in 12 weeks. Some of you that's been following us, and we did it in 30 days. So super pumped on that. And now time to keep it going and flowing. So, anyways, with that said, we haven't been working out at all in January. And so when this Frosty 5K was coming up this past Saturday, we paid to participate, and I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it anyways. We joined Ken and Hope um, in their world because they do this stuff. They are amazing at exercise, and they are consistently doing 5Ks. And yeah, Ken got 12th overall. It was pretty awesome. Amazing. He's moving. And I think there was, excuse me, 200 or 300 people there. 300, I think. It was a pretty good little race. Frosty 5K. And that was in Elkhart. So that was pretty cool. Enjoyed that and actually did decent. I did have to walk a couple times, but for the most part, I think the first mile and a half, I definitely was consistently jogging. Rose, who attended our event as well, she did that as well. And she jogs, and she did well. She jogged the whole thing. I did like first mile and a half, and then I realized my watch. I'm such a mental case at times. My watch was not on, so I couldn't even tell how far we had gone already. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. And it's like, isn't that so real? So I'm guilty of it as well. The fear of the unknown. When I didn't know how much farther I had in the race, I was like, I fizzled out, and then I just started walking a little bit, and then I start jogging again. But interesting enough, the slow and steady wins the race. There was this kid, I would say he's probably in his 20s, maybe even teens. He looked pretty young, like a high schooler or something. And man, that kid would just run, 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 run. And then he would walk, 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 and then run, 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 walk, walk. And I'm telling you, I jogged probably, I would say 90% of it, and I beat this kid. It was interesting. I think I got 37th for my age group because I'm 49. So, anyways, I don't know. I don't have my paper here, but it did. It felt good to do that and to, um, yeah, just do it. Just do it. And now I'm like, we're getting back into exercise, Chantel. We're picking days and we're exercising. There's not an option here. We're getting back to exercising. So it is important to make it an absolute, a must. And so we're going to do it. We have to. But some other exciting things coming up is we are officiating a wedding. Hello, Andrew and Laura. Excited for that, brother. Libby, Montana. Here we go. We've got our tickets bought. And now we've got to get the ceremony all dialed in, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. This is what we do, and it's not for the faint of heart, but we're going for it. We'll be traveling to Libby, Montana at the end of the month, and then when we get back, will be the epic intensive. Yeah, I know Laura and Andrew will be coming back too and having their honeymoon here at our ranch. Super excited for that, bro. That's gonna be super cool, man. Cheers. Drink them if you got them. You got some coffee? What's in your cup? All right. So the Epic Intensive. Oh, let's talk about that. So what did we work on at the Epic Intensive that would be so beneficial? Well, I don't know about you, but the refinement of your identity is most useful. It really is. And so that was probably the number one thing that we did that was the biggest breakthrough for a lot of people. But even getting to that place to be able to talk about your best identity and to develop your best identity comes from becoming confident in who you are and getting through triggers and traumas that are limiting you and holding you back, and things from your formative years. And so what do? The first thing we work on, so Thursday you show up, we have a great meal, we talk about what do you want, what do you want to accomplish at this event. And I believe everybody got what they wanted, in the sense of, it was a very powerful event. Everyone said they got great results from it. And so step one is you get there on Thursday night, we have a great dinner, get to know you, connect, and then we go right into some of declaring and talking about what you want. And then after you declare and decide what you want, then you go right into Friday morning. We started, the men got up earlier than the women, and we met up and we talked about leadership, men that some very powerful and um, leaders, men that are men, and we connected and talked about leadership, and then we started the process of Triggers to Triumph. It was really awesome, and then from Triggers to Triumph, we went immediately into MVP after lunch. And Triggers to Triumph is all about working through those traumas, those triggers, working through those stories that are limiting us and holding us back and that keep repeating in our life, cycles. And so creating, designing a new story will help to create and design a new cycles. New life, new stories, create new cycles, new habits. What you're saying about yourself is what you're moving towards. So as we work on these things, it does help us to develop new habits, new story, new habits, new actions, and new results. And so we go from Triggers to Triumph into what we call MVP, which is all about what's your mission, what's the vision, and what's peculiar or unique about you. Those three items, identifying those three things really solidifies who I am and develops a powerful identity in the Father, not yourself, not selfish, actually selfless, and loving and connecting with a powerful, amazing Papa, Abba, Father, who literally sent his son Yeshua to die on the cross for us, that we may have life, and not just any life, but a life that is epic. Seriously. And so we truly believe that with all of our heart, Chantel and I, and we have helped thousands and thousands of people to go after an epic life as well. And so um, this event, then on Saturday, we rolled into just rest and activity and no agenda. We played some games, we watched a movie, we hung out with some friends that ran with us. We did the 5K on Saturday because that's what we do. We had a celebration Friday night with an awesome dinner, beautiful, what we call Shabbat dinner, bringing in the day of rest. And it was just a reflection on the day, amazing results. And then, yeah, Saturday was fun too. We got into some of the creation code. People wanted to do that. So we did deep dive into the word in Genesis. And I will be sharing and training on creation code coming up, I think 2 weeks from now, starting on Thursdays, doing a men's Bible study. And so I'm going to go live here with y'all for that every Thursday. And so we'll see how it goes. See if it is beneficial for all y'all. I hope it is. It is about creating a life that is founded in the Father and also walking out cycles that are beneficial. And so, anyways, back to the Epic Intensive. So then on Sunday, we focused the morning on our Epic 30. Because after you get a new story, new identity or refined identity, refined story, and refined identity, then we move right into implementation of that. And what that looks like is getting up every morning, every weekday morning, at least 5 days a week, and declaring your identity, declaring, you know, gratitude and edification and worthies over each other, GWs, declaring the word from the Father and how he sees you and how he's developing you into a powerful man, powerful woman, powerful person, human, and super grateful for the men that are here that you did choose to come. And so I wanted to read a couple of testimonials from the Epic Intensive. Super powerful to see these, and I'm always blown away at the lives that are transformed and changed. I'll just read one this morning, then we'll get into the topic because we're about halfway through now. Let's see. I gotta look her up. Oh, where did it go? That's why. Sorry about that. Let me get this switched over here. I'm trying to find. Now, there we go. Sheila Anderson. Yes, there she is. I posted this on my page and also um, been grateful that she was willing to post this about the Epic Intensive. So she posted this about 15 hours ago on her page, her Facebook page, Sheila Anderson. Live well with Sheila. She helps you through your immune system and your lymphatic. She is an expert in that world with over 10 years of experience of developing modalities to help you have a clear, cleansed body. Your lymphatic system is very important for cleansing out toxins. And man, she's a powerful woman that will help you to have better health. Seriously, Live Well with Sheila is real. And she utilizes our content and our um, three core activities to help people, to set people free, and then cause them to have better results in their body, soul, and mind, right? And that's really important. The threefold cord there, body, soul, and spirit, is really important. So Sheila Anderson, you have to look her up. Live Well with Sheila. Highly recommend her. And she had some amazing breakthrough. I'm going to read her testimonial. I just got back from an epic intensive. And let me just say, they call it an intensive for a reason. It's intense in the most beautiful, stretching, life changing way. This is a space where married couples and singles come together to go deep, to work through triggers, to be honest and about struggles, and truly see and know one another on a deeper level. And every single time, God shows up. He meets us in the vulnerability and brings healing and breakthrough in ways I cannot fully put into words. This weekend, I released things that have had hooks in me for most of my life. I experienced sexual trauma at a young age, and it left its mark. It shaped the way I saw men. It created a belief that I would eventually hurt. And if I'm honest, that belief I'm sorry, it created a belief that I would eventually be hurt. And if I'm honest, that belief influenced choices and experience that seem to confirm it. Again, this is Sheila Anderson and her testimonial from the Epic Intensive. Pain has a way of creating lenses that we look through without even realizing it. I am still processing everything from this weekend, but I am leaning in. I'm drawing close to Papa and allowing him to bring complete healing to this area of my life. Here's what I want you to know. Whatever you believe about yourself, others, or, sorry, just hit the wrong button. Whatever you believe about yourself, others, or the world didn't come from nowhere. It's likely came from an experience, a moment that left an imprint. But healing is available. For me, my biggest breakthrough have happened in safe spaces, places where I could be seen, known, and vulnerable without shame. I know this kind of environment isn't for everyone, and that's okay. We are all unique, and healing can look different for each of us. But I also know this: we only see through the lens we have. And if we never allow ourselves to see differently, we can stay stuck in the same patterns. I have needed people in my life to help me shift my perspective and gently show me another way to see. I am doing the work. I want complete healing. I want to experience healthy relationships and a healthy marriage one day. And I want to help others along the way. It's hard to fully explain what these intensives are like. All I know is that every time I go, another part of me is healed. Little by little, I am restored. And this is worth everything. Live well with Sheila, Epic Your Life. She posted a beautiful picture of everyone too that we took at the Epic Intensive, which, by the way, our Epic Intensives are very, very small. It's literally only 10 attendees maximum. Maximum. We're okay if it's 6. We're okay if it's 8. We're okay if it's 4. But 10 is the maximum. And then we usually have 2 facilitators, sometimes 4 facilitators. This particular event, we had Richard and Lavina Yoder and their 2 children, because we believe in family. So we have singles, couples, and families that come out to these events. And the Yoders were actually our helping us and assisting us in this Epic Intensive. It was awesome to have them. Awesome to get to um, be with them at this event. So grateful for them. And they will be helping to facilitate the next event as well. in March, and they are actually going to do um, some of the sessions, and they're ready. They're pumped up and they're ready. So, all right, well, I wanted to share about Epic Intensive and spend some time on that. Any questions? I love seeing comments and questions. So thanks for putting those comments and questions out there. Also, thank you for liking and subscribing to our channel and our page. If you haven't done so, can you take time to do it right now? Because I know if I don't ask, you're going to forget to do it. But I'm super grateful that you do because we have literally seen growth in January. I was telling everyone this. In February, we can just keep going with it. Seriously, if I ask, you have not because you ask not. I'm asking. We want to keep going with this. And as long as people are gaining some information, gaining some wisdom from what we're doing, our shorts, our reels, our longer content that we do every day, just putting stuff out there, talking to people about relationships and helping people. If you find this valuable and you're getting something out of it, would you please hit the subscribe button on YouTube or follow us on Facebook or Instagram? Amish Matchmakers, even on TikTok. If you've got social media platforms that you're a part of, would you like and subscribe even here on our YouTube channel? And hit that notification bell so when we go live, you'll hear about it. Because later I'll be going live with Chantel. We always do Amish Matchmaker. I do talk for the men's talk, and then we do a combo conversation as well, Chantel and I. And so you'll get to know when we do that because it's not always exactly at the same time for that one, depending on our morning routines and how they go. Because we got to get our Epic 30 done, and then also we are doing the challenge, the Amish Matchmakers Challenge. And what was the challenge? Well, we bought a company, and when we bought the company, it's a legacy company in Nesbitt Repair. And that challenge is that we could take it from a $600,000 revenue company and double it in 12 weeks. In less than 12 weeks, be on task to double it, meaning like that it does about 45,000 a month, and to make it 90,000 or more. Um, on average per month. And so super pumped to be talking to you about that. But I'll go live later at our office and give you an update of where we are with that. So you have to tune back in. You have to like and subscribe. So when I do go live with that, you'll see it. So we're going to go live with that with the Amish Matchmakers Challenge, Nesbitt Repair, and super grateful for the opportunities we have to do this challenge and the opportunity we had to purchase this company and to support and love a community and raise up leaders and all kinds of great stuff happening over at Nesbitt Repair. So check that out, and please like and subscribe so you can follow us as we go on these challenges and on these different times when we go live, because sometimes we go live randomly, and plus we'll just keep bringing you some good content. Thank you. So thanks for for supporting us. And all right, let's go into the topic a little bit. How do you know? How do I know they're the one? Like, I've been dating her and I'm just confused. It's one of the most common questions in relationship anxieties that shows up. And it's actually the most Googled relationship question, styled around content and dating um, lists. How to know you're choosing the right one before you waste months. I can understand that. So, how to know they're the one? Let's look at that a little bit. All right. So, we're going to go over that. How to know they're the one, and look at different ways you can know, right? Because you're worried about it. And I understand. Or maybe now you're dating, engaged, or even married, and you're like, did I marry the one? Did I marry the right one? Oh my gosh. I'm so frustrated. I'm so stressed. There's so many great qualities about her. But then there's also like, I'm wondering, did I make a mistake? So let's talk about these. Um, so you don't want to waste months and months and months dating the wrong one, right? How to know before you commit, get engaged, that they're the right one for you, and the right person test, if you would. Um, we definitely don't want to. make this about feelings either. Feelings alone. It's really about alignment. This is what I want you to know. This is the reality. It's alignment, character, and then coming into synchronicity together. Right. And this, I want you to just pause and recognize that life in marriage and relationship is truly about yoking. Now, it's not the yoke is what you think. So many times yoke is used to say, well, if they're not a believer, if they're not a Christian, don't marry them. Or if they're not the same faith as you, right? If you notice those controlling messages and teachings are usually religious organizations that want you to only date or only be with someone from your church, from your circles, and nowhere else, whether it's high control religion, or it's a church or denomination that only be, you should only date or court people from your church, nowhere else, because unequally yoked. And I don't agree at all with that. I actually believe that it's literally talking about your mission together and your vision and even alignment and getting into synchronicity. The yoke is the great equalizer, and the yoke will cause you to get into step with that person you're yoking up with. And so what does that mean to test that out? How do I know the one? Well, first of all, it is good. I'm not saying you don't choose someone that's of your faith. Don't hear that. That is a very valuable thing to know, that you have the same faith and values, and that you are in sync. I want you to think about, how can we get in sync together and in the flow together? And then there are certain things that you do together that help you to get into sync. And part of it is the questions you ask, because here's the thing. In our processes, when we have a literally proprietary matchmaking process that has helped so many people to get connected and stay connected at an epic level. And so a lot of people are like, well, how do people get so engaged so quickly through your process? Isn't that, that makes me nervous. Isn't that like weird or strange, or they could be a narcissist. That's the word, right? Narcissist. Everyone's throwing that word around like it's just, if you don't like someone, they're just a narcissist. Or hey, if they're crazy and weird, they're not. Like it's the new trend fad word. I don't use it ever. Like that's an excuse to me, and it's a good scapegoat, and it's a good way to, you know, what is it, ghost someone because, oh, I don't like them and they're just a narcissist. It's a good excuse. And I'm not here to defend it or whatever. I'm not even here to talk about narcissism. What I'm here to talk about is how to find the one and how you can know. And part of it is our process we take you through is you will ask questions that will help you genuinely know someone, connect with them, and get to know them on a deeper, more meaningful way. Are you following me? I want you to hear that again. The questions we teach you to ask through the process, our proprietary process of matchmaking, will help you have deeper, more meaningful relationships. And so it's interesting because the questions we have you ask each other, really does create connection. And by the way, if someone is a narcissist, let me just help you with this. They're actually going to be against answering questions. They're going to push you away. They're not going to allow you to get close to them. They're going to mask it. They're going to avoid it. Like, I'm just telling you, like, there's so many things that just by doing this process will eliminate those fears for you, because you're going to get to know the person. All right, deep down, deeper, more meaningful relationships. Your part of where the fear comes up with you, and I get it, is not knowing how, not having the confidence to know how to get to know this person, to know whether or not they are who they say they are. And I get it. And there's a lot of fake news out there. There's a lot of fake people out there that don't let you into their heart. And guess what? Those are not the ones you want to be connecting with. And by the way, you got to make sure you're not that way. You hear me? It's important for you to know and you to not be that way, that you're guarded and it's none of your business. Well, then stay single. Like, seriously. or stay lonely even though you're married. Like, it's crazy. When are you going to start connecting? When are you going to start the process again and lead well, man? It's your time to lead. Come on. When is enough enough? You've settled long enough. You want to be engaged, you want to be married, you want to be have an epic marriage, you want to develop a legacy that is rooted and founded in faith, freedom, and love, then do the process. Do the work and stop putting it off. You have what it takes. I believe in you and I love you. It's your time. So, first of all, where are you searching for the one? That's because it's a good place to search for the one where you have commonalities. They're like maybe your church. Seriously, if you do have certain faiths and values that are important to you, which I hope they are, that you would go and look even where your faith and values come out, where you're able to express those things, like a church would be. I'm not saying you don't search your church. I'm just saying that that shouldn't be exclusive and only the place that, oh, that's where I'm going to find my spouse. Look, there's a lot of great places out there. And then asking and learning about them. Once you meet someone, get to know them by forming them, finding out about their family, their occupation, their recreation, right? Form messages. What can I do for you? How can I serve you? Like, that's just love and honoring people. But also through the process, you're going to learn strengths, interests, goals, and needs. You're going to learn about that person, have deeper, more meaningful relationships, and get off of the surface and practice, 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 practice. If you're scared about doing form, which that's a whole nother call that we did that we talked about, practice with your family members. Practice with mom, dad, cousins, aunts, uncles, sister, brother, your siblings, your spouse, or sorry, people, you're not married yet if I'm talking to singles. Practice. But even if you are married, you practice with your spouse because this is the way we love people well, through connection and through communication. It's very powerful. And then discovering about what kind of marriage you want, what are some of your goals in life? What do you want to move towards? What are some priorities to you? Do you know? Do you know what you want? Do you know what's important to you spiritually? Do you know what you believe and why when it comes to spiritual things? Do you know what you believe and why when it comes to your health and physical body? Do you know what you believe and why about dreams and goals that you want to accomplish? Do you know what you believe and why about what you think a good, beneficial relationship looks like? I just described what we call sparring, SPAR. And this is not something you do once, it's something you continue to do with your spouse in the future, your fiance, which helps align you up and helps to know that you can be in sync. This is the secret. You want it to be about, she gives me butterflies. Yes, that's good. But guess what? Or he makes me feel so good and I just am so in love with him. Emotions like that come and go. Commitment is forever. And commitment is where true love and marriage lies. Seriously. Epic marriages lie in commitment. Epic connection and development lies in commitment. Commitment. And commitment comes from getting into sync. Getting into sync comes from having some common goals and desires and faith and even your values. What kind of marriage do you want? What are some of the family priorities that you have and want? Are we pulling towards? Notice the yoke language, pulling towards the same future, the same goals, the same results. Do we want the same? If you can learn those things about each other up front, not later, y'all, not after you've slept together, not after you've, dated for months and months and months. But if you have, that's okay. If you're already engaged or if you're, in a relationship where you're living together. I know we talk about this because I talk about different levels in relationships. The reality is you can now get to know them through this process. And in order to know if someone's the one, are you the one? Do you know what you want? Do you know what is important to you? I just said 4 areas that should be important to you. What is your values? What is your goals and targets for your spiritual life? What is your goals and targets for your health? and like nutrition, and what do you focus on when it comes to those things? And what are deal breakers, non-negotiables for you? Knowing that is powerful. And then your adventures and dreams and goals, the A in sparring. Like what do you want in your life to go towards and move towards, accomplish in your life? And then the R, relationships. What relationships are important to you? Your family, your parents, uh, what about your siblings? Like what's important to you? Do you have relationships at church or activities you do? Like these are all good things to know what your goals and dreams are in those areas. And then you can get into even your finances, and even like emotional goals and dreams, and your leadership goals, and then even what is your mindset on dreams, wrapped around dreams, as far as like what do I want at development? How are you developing things in your life and developing your mind? Like, because those are good if you're in personal growth and development stuff. Finding a spouse that does the same is really powerful. It really is. Or someone that you're dating that, and even finding someone at those things. Like the number one criteria, by the way, the number one trait, not being a believer is not the number one trait for us. The number one trait is being teachable and coachable, humble, humility to be teachable and coachable, and always a student, always learning. You find a spouse like that, or you find a person like that that you can date, and I promise you, it will be successful. If you're both teachable and coachable, if you're both willing to do work, if you're both willing to learn. Are you following me? Please hear me. Your willingness to learn will change everything. You will attract who you are. And so I want to encourage you to be teachable and coachable. Do you know who you are? Are you teachable and coachable? Are you willing to learn and keep learning? And are you willing to do things and keep doing them to develop yourself and your relationship skills? You want epic? You want an epic life? You've got to have the skills. It's real. I ain't pulling no punches here. It's real. But if you's lazy, you ain't got a chance for an epic life. I'm serious. You can just go ahead and let everyone else dictate to you what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, because you don't have if you're lazy, I'm seriously, then the world will just control you, from media to everyone else's opinion to what you should do and what job you should have and what education you should have. The world's going to dictate that to you because you do not have a design and you do not have a work ethic. If you have a work ethic, if you're willing to take on pressure and you're willing to do the hard work, guess what? I promise you, you will have an epic life. If you want easy, well, you're probably going to be, yeah, miserable, to be honest, because that's just part of the process. Is like easy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I know I'm kind of going off here. Sorry about that. Commitment. It's a key. Are you committed to you? Because that's first sign. You need to be committed to you. You got to have confidence to be able to communicate and then be committed. Like the 3 C's of love and intimacy is the key. I'm serious. Are you building confidence? Are you doing things that build your confidence? Are you doing things that build your communication skills? Are you doing things that teach you and help you to exercise that muscle of commitment? Have you been committed to anything longer than a week or a month before? Consistent with it? Are you seeing me every morning at 5 a.m.? And then are you practicing the things we're talking about? Or am I just a freaking talking head? And you're just here, oh, someday I'll do it, Carlos, someday. Well, please don't do that. Please don't just come here and listen to me. That sucks. It really does. I want you to take action and get results. I really do. How do I learn about somebody? You ask questions. You have the confidence to ask questions. You have the confidence to ask hard questions. Do you have the confidence and ability to apply pressure on yourself and others? It's a good thing. Pressure creates pearls, pressure creates diamonds, pressure and heat creates purification of precious metals, gold, silver. It is beneficial. It's beneficial in nature, it's beneficial in life, it's beneficial in relationships, it's beneficial in business. It's growth, it brings growth. Being uncomfortable brings growth. Let me give you an example. Um, uh, let me look this up. I'm gonna look this up on uh, tomatoes, okay? and scarring them to improve them in nature. There's a weird, interesting thing that happens when you apply pressure to even plants. It's the craziest thing. So, stressing tomato plants, applying pressure, um, damaging them. So, all right, I'm looking it up, the science behind it, even because again, we want to be accurate here on what that does. Um, stressing tomato plants, root pruning and trimming and grooming. Okay, stressing to ripen in late season. Um, and pruning is probably the biggest understanding of what brings benefits to all plants, and we hear that in the word. But sometimes I think we hear it in the word and then we get a full on message about it, but yet we don't exactly know what that means. So let's talk about the pruning and stressing, which creates stress, and science behind it. So I'm getting some more specific about that. Um, so it changes plants' hormones, energy flow, light exposure, and structure, which affects growth, flowering, and fruiting. Here's why it's so beneficial. So in the tips of the plant, there is a hormone called ioxin at the tip, the apical bud or whatever, that suppresses side growth. When you prune the tip, dioxin drops, branching hormones rise, dormant buds activate, and plant becomes bushier. This is why cutting back actually encourages branching out of the plants, which is a light distribution of photosynthesis improves. Dense growth shades the lower leaves. Pruning opens up the canopy, improves light penetration, boosts photosynthesis efficiency, supports more uniform growth, more light, more energy, more production, and airflow, which causes disease reduction. Crowding foliage traps moisture, which when you prune, it improves air circulation, leaf drying, reduce fungal pressure, what comes from mildew and rust and things. And it's huge for tomatoes, fruit trees, and grapes. Any fruit bearing plant, very, very beneficial. Are you supposed to be a fruit bearing plant? Or are you supposed to be fruit? It's a serious question. If you're a believer, following, you know, Papa, Abba, Father, and you're a believer in Yeshua as the Messiah, Jesus Christ, and you believe in all that, and you're a believer in that way, when I say believer, are you then, what is your understanding? Are you supposed to be fruit or are you supposed to be fruit bearers? Are you supposed to be the fruit or the fruit tree? And um, now, resource allocation, directing the energy with pruning. Plants have finite resources, which is water, carbohydrates, and minerals. Pruning tells the plant invest here. So the benefits that come from that when you prune, you feel like, oh, I'm being cut off. There's so much pressure. Things are bringing pressure on me, and I can't take it. Well, God, Father, Abba is saying to you, you can. You got what it takes. Your things are changing in you. You're losing this or that, but you're gaining so much more. In order to receive, we must release. And this is true with the plants. This is true with you. You got to release some of your old habits, some of your old ways. You're single, you're not confident, you're not having epic marriage, and you're not connecting on a deeper level with your spouse because you're not willing to let go of the past. You're not willing to let go of trauma and triggers. You're not willing to prune that shit out and move forward. Seriously, I'm very passionate about this. But I want you to succeed. I want you to have epic. And it's okay that you're going to be uncomfortable. It's okay that you're going to have pressure. It's okay that you may have to face conflict. A lot of people say, Carlos, you're scary. Okay, I'm sorry I'm scary because I'm passionate. I'm not sorry, actually. I want results for you. And I'm telling you that conflict is pressure and conflict is beneficial. Think of conflict like pruning, knocking off those rough edges. It's not going to happen. A tumbler, even to make smooth, beautiful rock and gems, it comes from tumbling and banging against each other. It comes from tearing. Building muscles comes from lifting weights and tearing those muscles. You've got to have some pressure. You got to have some pruning. You've got to have something that is cut off or something that is released, something that is hard. That's what's beneficial. It's real when you hear no pain, no gain. You're like, but I have pain aversion. And I don't like conflict. And, I just want to be a nice guy. I love you. I know you do. But it's time to stand up and be confident and lead. Lead from the front, not in the back, like I'll let everybody else go first. No, you lead by example. Come on. You have what it takes. So when they prune, the benefits are larger fruit, better flowering, stronger structural growth. Are you following me? Stronger structural growth. Less wasted energy on weak shoots. When you're pruning and trimming a tree, and I used to be in tree service business, and I had a nursery, even the grafting that takes place. There's a whole lot of things we could talk about, but we're going to talk about pruning. When you prune and trim, it's you got all these wiry, long branches that are not beneficial on a younger plant, and even sometimes they cross over and then they'll choke each other out, and there's just too crowded in the tree. You thin it out and you prune it. It's amazing the difference it makes. You can even some trees you can top them off when they're just going lanky, strong, or high and lanky. Top them off and they bush out more. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing. Do it with rose bushes. Do it with tomatoes. Do it with strawberries. Do it with any fruit bearing plant and any plant actually. It's highly beneficial. Very, very critical for so structural strength and mechanical stability. Let's talk about that. Why am I telling you all this about a plant? You're like, why are you saying this? Because it's an example to us. The Bible says the Father loves you, so he's going to prune you. Pruning will take place. And part of that pruning may hurt old habits, old hurts, old trauma triggers that you need to release. It's time. So the strategic pruning will develop stronger branches, prevent breakage under fruit load or wind, builds long-term architecture, critical for orchards. Defense response in controlled stress, small wounds triggers healing pathways, production of protective compounds, thickening of tissue, sometimes increased vigor, beneficial when pruning. Let's talk about plant processes that are activated by pruning. It's cambial growth, which is wood thickening. Thickens the skin. Hello, it's good for you too. Bud break causes stimulation. Carbohydrate redistribution. It's like there's activity, so it sends out energy throughout the plant. It creates hormonal balancing. Improved transpiration efficiency. I have no idea what that means. But I'm just reading the facts about it so I can be accurate, as my wife always says. Chantel, it's good to be accurate. What research constantly shows, proper pruning will increase yield, improve fruit size, enhance flavor, which is high sugar concentration, extend productive lifespan, and reduce disease incidence. Improper pruning can do the opposite. So you got to do it right. Got to know what you're doing. The Father knows what he's doing. Remove to multiply. Tomatoes, fruit trees, roses, shade trees, timing matters. Dormant pruning stimulates growth. Active season pruning stimulates or controls growth. Excuse me. Late heavy pruning can stress plants. So you want to do it while they're dormant to stimulate growth, and then active season pruning controls the growth and then helps to shape it. So don't do it late in the season because it can stress it right before it goes in dormant. No, you want to do it as it's coming out or while it's dormant. Plants respond differently depending on the season. Um, Remove weak, crowded, or misdirected growth, and then that will strengthen the rest. All right. Are you following me? You're going to have to release the trauma, the triggers, work on you, become the one in order to attract the one. And part of it is your strategy. And part of it is who you're looking for and how you're looking for them, where you're looking for them. It all matters. So stay tuned. We'll finish out this week strong. We got 2 more days this week. It's Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, we'll talk more about finding the one, helping you to truly find the one. And if this is beneficial for you and you've got single friends or friends that are married, right? Are you the one in your marriage that is leading, directing, and staying strong in the midst of this? If you're not, tune back in. We'll keep talking about that and what it looks like to lead by example. God bless you, men. Be back in a little bit with my wife, Chantel.